Shalom Yashala. I'm gonna start this lesson by giving all praise, all glory, all honor, all blessing, all truth belong to our power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach us will well and will well. To the Akwakudash and salutation to you, Akiam, that's in highways and byways, doing this work and truth and sincerity, to the four corners of the earth, and most respect unto the elect and to full elect, sons and daughters of Yashala, that step into the way of righteousness in the name of Yahweh, Yahushua Mashiach. Shalom, shalom, shalom. To this lesson, it's about the world that we live in is in chaos, uproar of the people, full of anguish, languish, okay, and sedition among men. That's all we see upon this earth. And there's no stopping what's coming, because the Lord is shaking his hand upon this world that we live in. That's the Lord visiting the earth which he made, okay? And I got a video on YouTube to show you, okay, what's going on toward the four corners of the earth. And this is stopping this thing. And this is from SABC, Wave of Protest Around the World, Sophie Mokiena with N. Let's look.
Several countries have been gripped by violent protests that have caused massive damage to infrastructure. The United Kingdom is on edge as protesters took to the streets at the weekend, believed to be linked to anger over a 17-year-old wielding a knife attacking children at a dance class. While anti-government protests turned deadly in Bangladesh, some Nigerians were also killed in the country as the demonstrations over the deepening cost of living crisis continue. Let's look at these issues and more now with SABC News International editor Sophie Mokwena, who's joining us live now. Sophie, thank you so much for your time this evening. I mean, the UK Prime Minister condemning what he has called far-right thuggery and says those involved will regret it. What is the latest with regards to the protests in that country?
Well, we know that in some parts protests are continuing, but as you pointed out, the Prime Minister has decided to call an emergency meeting of the security personnel, and he has also indicated a few minutes ago that they will have the military also on standby, because when you look at what transpired yesterday, a lot of damage to property, and also that standoff spoke to the divisions in that country, and there are fears that if he doesn't act decisively, the country is going to be engulfed in a more protracted violent period with those two different groups fighting each other. As you know, that the right-wing group is attacking those who are perceived as supporters of the Muslim community, and also you have people now retaliating. And at the end of the day, when you look at what is happening in that country, you can see that the issue of racial tension, also the issue of different groupings, is now dominating the news headlines in that country and around the world. And therefore, it doesn't paint a good picture in terms of the politics, but also security in that country. We saw earlier on Nigeria issuing an advisory note to citizens of Nigeria in that country and those who would want to travel to the United Kingdom. And we expect more countries to do the same. The irony is that the very same Nigeria is currently experiencing protests.
And you talk about Nigeria and the protests that are ongoing there. President Bola Tinubu appealing for protesters to end, what he's called deadly protests and bloodshed. But it doesn't seem like the young people are heeding the call as they feel unheard.
Much as the protests are not as strong as they were last week, but you still have many young people who are out in the streets and who don't agree or who were not convinced reinforced last night by the speech of the president of Nigeria. They are saying that he didn't go far enough in terms of addressing their concerns, and therefore they are continuing. But the issue is, will they have that endurance in terms of sustaining and continuing with these protests? But clearly the government is shaken, and that is why the president had to address the nation.
And also, another country that's been gripped by protests, reports suggesting that at least 90 people, and that was yesterday, have been killed so far in Bangladesh as the clashes between police and anti-government protesters continue. Some police officers, we understand, have been killed as well. Do we know what has caused these protests?
Real violent protests there, and that led to many people being killed. And the Prime Minister has since resigned and fled the country. Earlier on, it was reported that she landed in India. There are reports that she might be flying to the United Kingdom. But the question is, you are also going to a country that is having its own challenges. And this was sustained by young people again in that country who didn't back off when they were called to do so, but continued today, and they stormed the private residence of the Prime Minister. We saw those visuals when they entered the house, and therefore young people again taking to the streets, and also finally having their way in terms of ensuring that the Prime Minister does resign. And this is a head of the country in that country, and therefore you can see that you know, many times the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, when he was addressing the G7, the G20, he did warn leaders of the world, particularly the developed nations, that developing countries' citizens are becoming restless, and the developed nations must do something to address to assist the developing countries so that they can address the socio-economic challenges their citizens are facing. And we see this thing now, it's growing, it's in the continent, you see it in Asia, you see it in other regions such as South and North America in some countries, and therefore really the world experiencing all these challenges. And I remember the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, when I asked him 4 months ago about what's happening in the globe, he said the world is in turmoil, and it looks like indeed the world is in turmoil.
And speaking about the continent, last week we were seized with the developments in Zimbabwe around the arrest of some of those activists, and there were fears that there would be more arrests, especially, the criticism even leveled against the country ahead of the SADC summit. What's the latest?
Well, more arrests, we are told, did happen, and some people characterizing this as abductions. And therefore, we saw weekend the Minister of Home Affairs, who's also responsible for security, issuing a statement, a very tough statement, that they will not back off as government officials in terms of clamping down on the perceived attempts to destabilize or to cause chaos ahead of the SADC meeting. But the reality is, if you look in South Africa, when you have these big conferences, you do have people who would march to Sandton Convention Center, or in KwaZulu-Natal, in Durban at the Convention Center, or Cape Town, expressing their views. And we've never seen South Africa clamping down on dissent or people who use such occasions to express their views. And therefore, now this has become a PR nightmare for Zimbabwe, because even people who didn't take note of Zimbabwe becoming the chair of SADC, they are now aware. And we saw diplomats in that country condemning what happened. We see more countries coming out, particularly where you have the human rights organizations. And this is now a nightmare for the country. And I don't know how the country is going to handle this, particularly next week leading up to the SADC summit in that country, because now the cameras, the writers, and many other people will be watching the development, and Zimbabwe is back on their agenda again.
And speaking about nightmares, stocks around the world tumbling as fears about U.S. economic slowdown shocked global markets, with some analysts saying that the market plunge has been disproportionate. What's the latest there?
Well, even today, when you look at South and North America, you see a similar trend. South Africa was not spared either. Earlier on, Asia was not spared. And therefore, there's a fear that if this doesn't stop, you are going to have a crisis, because some are predicting that this is a sign that next year U.S. is likely going to be in recession. And if U.S. catches cold, the whole world will have a fever, and therefore the markets are going to have a problem, not only in North America, but even other regions as well. And here, people are saying it's because of the economic issues in that country, including the issue of jobs. But I think also the Middle East, the tension in the Middle East. Earlier on, I saw that the President of the United States of America has called an emergency meeting of the Security Council. You have Iran as we speak. There's an emergency meeting of the Security Council. We saw the Hezbollah launching those attacks yesterday. And tonight, we don't know what we can expect, because the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, did warn yesterday his G7 and G7 in particular counterparts that they expect Iran to retaliate in 24 hours' time, and we are now heading towards that deadline. And I suspect early hours of tomorrow we will be having headlines in terms of what's likely going to happen in the Middle East. We saw even other countries saying that their citizens must leave the Middle East, and people are stranded because there are no flights. When I came here, I saw reports that the airports are closed, and therefore people can't come in or go out. But we saw a plane from Russia landing with the security minister of Russia, and he had a meeting with the security minister and the Security Council of Iran. And you know that it's being chaired by the leader of that country.
Sophie, always your finger on the pulse there. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed with the world news in record time. Do appreciate it. That was SABC News International Editor Sophie Mokwetto.
As you can see, the world news right now just telling you like the world is in chaos right now, okay? And this is darkness upon this world that we live in right now, okay? And let's bring the scripture real quick, okay? They said the world right now is upside down, okay, of the rulership that we have on this earth. Let's go to Isaiah 29, verse 16. Let's start at 15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh power, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who see us and who know us, okay? Who know us, okay? The people that seek deep to hide the counsel is the elite of this earth, Esau Edom, the elite of Esau Edom. And all those chaos that happen on this earth, the Lord is putting in their heart for them to do so, okay? And in their wicked counsel and their secret counsel that they have, they try to hide those things, okay? Verse 16, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. Okay, when they turn the world upside down here, and they think they're doing the right thing, okay? But at the end of the day, it's the Most High that give them the power to do so, okay? For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not, and shall to think for him, say of him that framed it, he have no understanding. In their mind, they're thinking that the Lord got no understanding, that the Lord don't see those things that's going on right now, that they are the one that doing the bidding of Yahweh power by Hashem Yahushua at the end of the day. Even with all those evil, the Lord put that perverse spirit upon them to do so, man. And let's get to Isaiah 19, right? Isaiah 19, verse 14, right? Yahweh power have mingled with the spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err and every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or wash may do. Okay? That's exactly what we see. The Lord put the perverse spirit upon Babylon, upon Egypt, and upon this world that we live in. And there's nothing they can do to stop it, man. And then now let's go and see what those things mean, right? Let's start with the word sedition. Okay, sedition meaning, right? Sedition is overt conduct, right? Such as speech, organization that tends toward rebellion against the established order. You see rebellions, you see protests all over the earth. In South Africa, Zimbabwe, West Africa, Nigeria, all those nations and borders nation, they all have conflict. Okay, you see the fight, protesting, and you got UK, France, okay, and you got the UK. What else you got? America. You got the economic collapse in Babylon in America. Okay, Central Asia, in Central America and South America. All those things going on at the same time right now. Okay, and let's go back. Languish, right? The world is languish right now, right? Of a person, meaning, right? Verb of a person or the living, lose or lack vitality, grow weak and feeble. See, the economic that throughout all the earth are weak and feeble right now, and Babylon is in recession. They said if Babylon got a cold, the rest of the world got a fever, because and everybody economy is weak, okay, and everybody infrastructure of the economy, of the systems, of the government is weak and feeble, okay, suffer from being forced to remain in a pleasant place or situation. And all those people that are protesting, it's like they're being forced in a unpleasant place or situation, man. Okay, and there's no coming back from this thing. Let's go to definition. Plain language and the drought, right? To be or live in a state of depression, decreasing vitality, languish in prison for 10 years, right? And then from Cambridge Dictionary, to exist in an unpleasant or unwanted situation, often for a long time. All those countries that you see right now, they've been in an unpleasant situation for a very long time. And those young kids, young students, they don't find a way to get out of it. Okay, let's go back again. And this one is anguish, right? To be extremely distressed about something. And all those countries are in distress, okay? Save, let's like the noun, right? Saving mental or physical pain or suffering, okay? There's a physical, spiritual, and mental suffering to upon this earth. Let's get one more. Let's get now uproar meaning, right? A loud and passionate noise or disturbance, okay? A public expression of protest and of outrage. It's like you say, protest everywhere and outrage everywhere. That's uproar of the people at the end of the day. That's exactly what was going on. We see. That's how the world is in chaos. Uproar of the people, man. And sedition among men at the end of the day. Okay? Chaos. Complete disorder and confusion. And all those disorder you see, especially in Bangladesh, it's complete disorder and confusion. 90 people there die. Police officers die. And those people are asking themselves, how they get that far? How they get that way, okay? They don't know exactly what they want. Because the government that they put in, they don't know how to fix those things. So these people are still sitting in confusion to how to four corners of the earth. Physics, right? Behavior are so unpredictable as to appear random owing to great sensitivity to small change in condition. Okay? Small change in conditions. They want the condition of their country to change, but there's no change in sight. Because this is the way Yahweh power by Hashem Yahushua have put it, man. Okay. And let's go to okay. Let's go to some scriptures real quick. Let's go to second address. Second Address 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure do the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. It's exactly the time we are in. We see the sign, okay, being passed, okay. The prophecy is coming to pass right now, okay. And that the Lord is like the highest, the most high, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, is visiting the world which he made, man. Therefore, when they shall see earthquake, there's earthquake everywhere in this world right now. In all parts of the people in the world. It's just exactly what we're seeing. All parts of the people in this world. Okay? People are protesting toward the four corners of the earth, and these things ain't stopping. Then shall thou well understand that the Most High speak of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. It's exactly what we see. The end is being manifest to all those signs and wonder that you see upon this earth. Okay? And more uproar and more sedition among the people gonna show up. Okay? And let's go to Habakkuk, okay? Habakkuk 2 verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and sit upon the tower, and will watch to see what will he say unto me, and watch what I shall answer when I'm reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, what the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that it may run that read it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. As you can see, the vision that was given to second address, right, to address, right, is coming to pass, okay? And it's speaking loud and clear, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay? It's time for you, Yashala, you so-called black Latinos and American, you those that know this truth. Okay? It's time for you to look to it, to live by. It's time for you to be just and live by faith. Because that's the thing that you see that's going up on this earth. That this is the will of Yahweh power by Hashem Yahushai. And those things the wicked things, the evil things you see up on this earth, they're gonna be intensified daily. Okay? There's no coming down here. Everything's gonna be a high fever speech. Okay? Everything gonna peak at the highest. And there's no one gonna be able to turn down that fire that's coming up on this earth, man. Okay? And let's go to Esther. Uh, 11 and 8. Let's start at 5. Addition of Esther, verse chapter 11, verse 5. Behold, a noise of a tumult with thunder and earthquake and uproar in the land. See, you got thunder, earthquake, and uproar in the land. Now we got uproar in all the lands on the earth. And behold, two great dragons came forth ready to fight, and their cry was great, because ready to have a great fight upon this earth right now, right? Two great liars, two great nations about to fight. Okay? And at their cry, all nations were prepared to battle. That's what you see right now. Almost all nations upon this earth are ready to battle, that they might fight against the righteous people. And all those things that's going on right now upon this earth, They're all in together, man, to fight against the righteous people of this earth, which is you, Yashala, okay? And lo, a day of darkness and obscurity, tribulation and anguish, affliction and great uproar upon this earth. There's a good uproar upon this earth. And there's nothing stopping this thing, okay? Because we're in latter days right now. And those dragons, okay, Esau, Edom, Babylon the Great, and that Russia, okay? These are those great empires is ready to fight. And all the hidden nations are preparing for battle. Okay? And the whole righteous nation was troubled, fearing their own evil, and were ready to perish. And great evil is coming upon our nations, man. Upon nation of Israel, of Yashala. Because 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed out here, going to perish at the end of the day. Because it's the will of Yahweh, powered by Hashem Yahushai. Okay? And let's go to Isaiah 24. Surah 1, Isaiah 24, verse 1. Behold, Yahweh power make the earth empty and make it waste, and turn it upside down, and scatter about the inhabitants thereof. That's exactly what the Messiah gonna do, man. The Lord turn everything upside down out here, okay? Even though he used nations, but that's the will of Yahweh power by Hashem Yahushai. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, and as with the lender, so with the borrower, as the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh power has spoken this word. This word has been spoken by Yahweh power by Hashem Yahushai, and it's going to come to pass in the near future, man. The earth mourning and faded away. The world languish, that's what we're seeing right now, is the world languish, okay, and faded away. The outer people of the earth do languish, and the outer people on the earth having a bad time. They're in distress, they're in an uproar. The earth also is defiled, and the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the law, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth. You see, that's the curse that's upon this earth right now, because of all the wickedness, of the iniquity of the people of this earth, man. Because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore to have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. That's what's coming for the inhabitants of the earth, and there can be few men left. When the elect and the awful elect sons and daughters of Yashala are beaming the chariots, there can be few men left upon this earth, man. To no wine mourned, the vine languish, all the merry heart do sight. That's exactly what you see right now. The mirth of tabrets cease, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp cease. Okay, with all those economic failure to have to focus on this earth, okay, there's no more grinding right now. There's no more job right now. People are holding their breath to see if they're going to have work tomorrow. Okay? Verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. Babylon have a fever. Babylon have a cold. And the world catch a fever, man. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Babylon. That those houses, those jobs going to be shut off, man. And no man come in. Okay? And that's the time that we live in. And there's no stopping this thing, okay? And let's go to Matthew. Matthew 24. Matthew 24, verse 6 first, then 21. Matthew 24, verse 6. And he shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. It's exactly what the lady said. It is wars going on right now everywhere, right? See that you're not trouble, for all those things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places. You see nation against nation, civil war in UK, and civil war being talking about in America. And there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquake in diverse places, right? You see, diseases are poking out everywhere to the four corners of the earth. And all this as the beginning of souls. You see, beginning of souls to the four corners of the earth. Then shall there be delivered you up to be afflicted. And you, that the prophet, the teachers, the apostles, the next thing that's coming is us being delivered, okay? To be afflicted out here, man. And shall kill you, and it shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And some of us gonna die for this truth. Some of us gonna be in prison and persecuted evermore for this truth. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Brothers gonna betray brothers out here, and there's no stopping this thing, man. Because the word is the word of Yahweh powered by Hashem Yahushai. Okay? And let's go to verse 21. And for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to these times, and nor shall ever be. Except those days shall be shortened, there shall no place be saved. For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. As you can see, Iran threatening to attack Israel, and all nation going for attack, man, attacking each other over petty things, and it's like we're entering World War III, and that's what the rumors was, and rumors of war came in, and those people are not gonna stop what they're doing, okay? Because it's the will of Yahweh powered by Hashem Yahushai. Let's get the last scripture real quick. Let's go to second Esdras 16. I think it's 17. They said at 15. Second Esdras 16 verse 15. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. There's a fire that's been set already, and that fire can be spiritual fire or a little fire, but this fire that's been set over right now is spiritually and mentally and spiritually being kindled right now, and shall not be put out till it consume the whole foundation of the earth. And that fire, that mental and spiritual fire, is consuming the whole earth right now, okay? Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, return not backwards, even so the plague that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. And you see all those plague all over the earth, man. Disease, pestilence, okay, wars, all those things are plague. Verse 17, woe is me, who will deliver me on those days? Just asking himself, woe is me, seeing the lighted end of this earth, the lighted end of this world. He's saying, woe is me, because he sees the coming destruction. Okay, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evil. What shall I do when those evil come? He's just asking himself, what shall I actually do when those evil comes? I just know evil gonna multiply upon this earth, because Esau Edom is ruling upon this earth. As soon Alexander coming to power, the Bible said, and put those 4 generals in charge. When he died, they say evil multiply upon this earth. Okay? The beginning of evil. What shall I do when those evil come? I mean evil times, trouble time, bad time is coming upon this earth, man. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish. See? see. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Let's go to 2nd Ezra says 16. Hey, it's 19. Hey, 2nd Ezra 16 verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay, all those things that you see going on right now, all those things are scourges to make amendment for what's good, for all the wickedness that have been done upon this earth. But for all those things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. These people are not mindful of the scourges that's happening upon this earth, because it's not within their will for them to change. Okay, because they don't see the wickedness. They think if the world is gonna go on as it is. Okay, because in their own mind, they think they're doing the right thing. Majority of these people in this world think that they're doing the right thing, but it's not. It's all wickedness upon wickedness, iniquity upon iniquity, man. Okay, behold, virtue shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evil go upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. But you see upon this earth a great confusion right here. Okay, famine is increasing daily. Okay, for many in them, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and to others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And then when you see all the famine is coming, just know the sword is coming. Because those Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, they orchestrate a famine upon this earth right now. Okay, because it's the will of Yahweh, powered by Hashem Yahushua at the end of the day. And this thing's not gonna stop. Okay, and that was it. Okay, and I hope you brothers and sisters edify. I'm gonna close this lesson by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach us well and rule well. To the Kodash, and salutation to Akiam that's in highways and byways doing this work in truth and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.